Hey everybody, and welcome to the first film commentary on my new film commentaries channel. I'm going to be doing it with my friend Bruce from the YouTube channel Pyramid Head.
Hello.
And we're going to be doing Friday the 13th, 1980. Now, I'm watching it on Blu-ray, he's watching it on the DVD. The problem is with the Blu-ray, there's loads of logos at the start. There isn't on the DVD, so just so we're starting at the same time, we've both got it paused on the point where it's a black screen and it says a Sean S. Cunningham film. So if you want to watch along with your own copy, pause it on that screen. Yeah, so if you want to watch along, I would recommend pausing it on that black screen, Sean S. Cunningham film, and I recommend pressing play now. Okay, so as you know, I watched it, well, we watched it the other week, and
Yeah.
I had genuine reactions, and I was really annoyed because I hadn't seen it for like over, I don't know, like probably about 5 years. So literally, like the sequels are what I watch, like, and I was like genuine reactions, wasn't it? I was like, wow.
Yeah, you freaked out in a couple parts.
Yeah, and we'll talk about what parts I freaked out. Like, because I wasn't expecting it. This is actually a legitimate horror film.
Yeah. One of them was like a legitimate scary part. One of them was just kind of hilarious. But
Nah, but it's still scary though, isn't it?
a little, yeah.
Yeah, I was like impressed with this film when I watched it. It's not what, like, I kind of got it in my head that it was like the sequels, even though I'm not putting down the sequels.
No.
But like, it's not like the sequels, is it?
No, it's not at all. Like, the sequels kind of follow a similar sort of... Like, they're all shot in a very similar way, but this definitely has more of a craftsmanship to it.
An artistic quality.
Yeah, that's what I was looking for.
And Sean S. Cunningham, apparently he wasn't intending for this to be anything more than a Halloween knockoff. And then as the film's production went on, he kind of got more passionate about it as it went. Like, originally he just wanted to do it to make a quick buck, but then as film production went on, he actually got more passionate for it, and actually made like a legitimately good horror film.
Yeah, he did.
Not just a cash-in. I mean, on the outset, it is a cash-in.
Yeah.
But it becomes more than that.
Yeah, it definitely does, I'd say. Because while it does have like a few things, which I guess we could point out later on, which are kind of similar to Halloween, it does have its own sort of distinct feel to it.
Yeah, for sure. Sure, I'm still so annoyed that we're not going to get my genuine reactions.
No, we're not. That is a shame.
But yeah, like, I noticed that there's a looming atmosphere.
Yeah.
There's a daunting atmosphere. There's creepiness. There's a lot of effort
Yeah.
that the sequels did lose. I think that's maybe because Sean S. Cunningham wasn't involved in any of the sequels except for some of the... In fact, think of all the sequels he could be involved with, and the only ones he was involved with were Jason Goes to Hell, which I do love that film, but he was involved with Jason Goes to Hell and Freddy vs. Jason. Like, of all of
What?
of all the sequels.
That makes the least sense of like anything.
Like, why would he...
Jason Goes to Hell is like the most different one of the bunch.
I think he might have been involved in like another one, but I'm not sure at the moment.
He might have been Jason X because that
Yeah,
was
I think it might be Jason
X.
X. He might have been Jason X. But what the fuck? Like, surely, like, do the second one.
Jason X is easily like in like the bottom tier.
Yeah, this is my least favourite one. I don't find it funny. I don't find it entertaining. I find it just horrendous. If you want to watch a good comedy horror film,
Part 6.
yeah, Part 6 or Seed of Chucky, Bride of Chucky, they actually pull it off. You know, Jason X was just infuriating to me.
Jason X was like funny to me for like the first half hour, 45 minutes, and then it just got boring after a while because it's like, okay, find another joke, guys.
And here's that shot that we talked about through the the killer's eyes.
Yeah, something which is similar to Halloween, but a bit different at the same time. Which the Halloween sequels which all came after this kind of copied to an extent. They gave these like
Yeah.
lengthy POV shots.
Was Halloween the first? It wasn't the first film to use it. I think it was Black Christmas, wasn't it? I don't even think it was Black Christmas. If you talk to like film buffs, you'll find there was films using the POV shot
Yeah.
way before. But I think Black Christmas kind of brought it to the audience's attention, and then Halloween.
The earliest one I can kind of think of is Peeping Tom, which came out 1960, the same year as Psycho, but it wasn't quite like this. It's because the guy in the movie had like a movie camera where like the third leg of the tripod on it was like pointed, and he would kill them with the tripod as he filmed them. So it would be kind of a POV shot, but it wasn't exactly like this.
Kind of what Michael does in Halloween Resurrection.
Sort of, yeah.
Kills a guy with a tripod. Kills a guy with a tripod, then sets the tripod back up. Do you remember?
I forgot that part.
It's a full Tyra Banks.
All I really remember of that movie is like Busta Rhymes like ordering
Trick
Michael
or
around
treat.
and then beating the shit out of him.
Michael Myers is a killer shark.
Oh,
What the
God,
fuck?
wasn't
You
that-
can't start being serious when you've already fucked it up. I hate these title screens. This is one of my hated things about the Friday the 13th series. Black screen, white writing. That just couldn't. But of course, you got the great theme.
Yeah. Now this white writing on a black screen is kind of like John Carpenter's movies because like most of his movies have the exact same titles and the same font.
See, that wasn't that bad. It went on for about 2 minutes, but A New Blood, I swear it's like 5 minutes of those black screen white titles.
Well, New Blood in general, I'm just kind of on, but
Yeah, of course, composer Harry Manfredi did that classic score, which actually is supposed to be. People mistook it that it's actually the tune is but it's actually I know Kiki. It's kick. Oh fuck. It's kiki ma ma
ma
ma.
ma ma.
I'm doing a fucking weird tribal chant now. Kiki ma ma ma.
We're gonna sub it like a voodoo demon.
Yeah, kiki ma ma ma, which is meant to resemble Jason's voice saying kill kill ma ma. Which is a cool touch. Or maybe they just made it up and added it later, and they never meant it, and they decided to say it later on to get themselves out of some shit. No, they
Just a
didn't.
random dog sitting there at the gas station.
Yeah. Yeah, should we take you home? Nah, fuck it, just leave him.
It's like the random
Fucking leave
stray
him.
cats on my campus.
Yeah, but cats, you don't have to return them home. Dogs, you at least go, what the fuck? Let's get this dog home.
There's a weird looking phone booth right there.
She looks like she's in a ghost town, doesn't she?
Yeah, well, it's probably a real small town and everyone's either inside or just...
So, we never talked about this last time, but do they know about the murders? Is that why they're acting so strange?
Well, I think they say that there were murders and that there was like a problem with the water or like fires or something. I forget exactly.
Because like, aren't they being too like resistant to her? Like, it's not like Jason's around or anything.
No, I think they just have like sort of a superstition about the area. They think it's bad luck or something.
Okay.
Here he is. Crazy
Yeah.
Ralph.
Who reminds me of the old guy in Troll 2.
Which I haven't seen.
Yeah, literally. I think they ripped it. I think they might have ripped him off. Because
When did Troll 2 come out?
I don't know. It was after this, definitely. I
Yeah.
think it was the 80s. But yeah, he just like turns up at random moments and he goes to the kids. He basically, for some reason, he's obsessed with what the kids are eating.
Oh,
and,
wow.
and they're like, so what have you been eating? And he goes, eggs. And he goes, eggs? Pah! Like, it's like, what the fuck? And he goes, what have you been drinking? Milk. And he goes, milk? It's a devil's drink or something like that. It's just fucking insane when he said... Troll 2 is... we might have to do a commentary on that because it's...
Wait to get my genuine reactions.
It's a psychotic film, it is. It's hilarious, but yeah, and that old guy reminds me of the guy from Troll 2 for some reason. Well,
Yeah, he reminds me of a lot of horror movies like this will have like an old guy who's kind of crazy, spouting warnings and stuff. So it's a fairly common idea.
But ironically, he was only in this one.
He's in 2 as well, I think.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, he's not in it very long, but he's in 2.
So of course this became one of the biggest slasher series of all time, and that was never intended.
Nope.
Jason was only ever meant to be just a plot device, and they were not actually planning to do sequels with Jason. But the slasher boom, of course, happened, and
yeah, this movie proved you could get them made cheaply and quickly, so everyone was making them.
Friday the 13th literally became one of the biggest franchises of the 80s.
Yeah, they had nearly a movie out almost every year, but they missed a few in the 80s.
I don't know what do you think made it so successful?
I don't know. I guess because it tapped into trends. I guess that people were like, because people liked what was seen in Halloween, and this did a similar sort of thing, but in kind of its own way. So it just kind of caught the zeitgeist of the times, I guess you could say. It was what people just wanted to see this for whatever reason.
And I think both Halloween and Friday the 13th began both their series with a really good movie.
Yeah, they did.
So like people were just, I think, captivated by both this and the first Halloween. They just wanted to see more, and they didn't care if it deteriorated.
Yeah, in a sense.
Well, they did care if it deteriorated, but like,
yeah,
they were interested to see it carry on.
Yeah, like they wanted more in sequels, obviously.
There's a lot more build-up in this one, I noticed, to the sequels.
Yeah.
The sequels, you literally, like, you'll be like 10 minutes in, you'll literally just see Jason walking through the woods.
Yeah, like Jason, like you get to part 3 and he's killing people in the first 5 minutes.
Whereas in this, you don't even see the killer till the end.
Nope.
Which is you only see the killer's hands or their feet, which is the device they brought back for part 5, where there was doubt whether it was Jason. I like that because it went back to this sort of style.
Yeah.
I think part 5 is quite an underrated one.
Yeah, 5 is, I can understand why people don't like 5, but 5 is actually not that bad of a slasher movie in its own right.
I don't really understand why they don't like it, because to be honest, it is whoever's impersonating Jason, they have exactly the same strength as Jason. They have
somehow.
Somehow they have exactly the same build, exactly the same head, just everything the same. Like, it might as well be Jason.
At least until they reveal who the guy is, and he's nothing like Jason.
Yeah, like, it's just, with part 5, just stop watching in the last 10 minutes. And I also think the guy who played Tommy Jarvis done an underrated job.
Yeah, well, that guy, he did a good job just seeming like he was a guy who was about to crack.
Every single guy at this is doing a gay magazine photo shoot.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
It gets worse.
Yeah, everyone gets shirtless at one point.
Shirtless, like suspenders.
Oh yeah, the suspenders guy.
What the hell? Oh, is that Kevin Bacon who gets the suspenders?
I don't know. I don't think it was. I don't think it was Kevin Bacon.
So here is Kevin Bacon, of course. In the you may not recognise him in the unbuttoned green shirt.
Yeah, when this came out, nobody would have recognized him either, unless they remember that one guy who was in 10 Minutes of Animal House.
Ironically, he looks like the lead. He looks like the male equivalent of the lead, doesn't
Oh
he?
yeah, he does. They have like the same hair, the same shirt.
With the same hair, the same shirt, the same face.
Yeah.
Yeah, one joke I always say about Kevin Bacon, I always tell this joke when we talk about Kevin Bacon, is that if you actually play the N64 video game GoldenEye, because most of the guards on the game that you face have the same face,
Yeah.
and I always equate it to Kevin Bacon.
Wow.
That every single guard looks like Kevin Bacon. Well, it's one specific guard. There's probably a choice of like 4 faces you can have on GoldenEye, but one specific guard just looks like Kevin Bacon. Look at him. Red,
Just picking up her drawing pad.
red weird cloth around his neck.
And he's got Alan Grant's bandana, and he's got a porn stash.
Huh.
He does. He's like a 70s porn star, like the mustache. So this is what Alan Grant did before he went to Jurassic Park.
This is how Alan Grant got Ellie.
Yeah.
The sad thing about Jurassic Park 3 is that he's not with Ellie anymore.
No, he's not.
I don't understand why films do that. There's another film that done that as well, which annoyed me. Oh,
Which
it was
film
Speed
was
2. Speed 2, where you find out
yeah.
that Reeves wasn't with, what's her name, Sandra Bullock anymore. Like, I hate stuff like that when sequels do that.
And he was practically the same character anyways in that,
Yeah.
so they could have just called him the same
yeah.
thing and had a different actor.
Like, the relationship which went through so much in the first film, and then they just completely ignore it. It's genuinely Kevin Bacon, that girl.
Yeah, she is.
Oh yeah, I'm going to talk about the snake scene in a minute, which I know about.
Yeah, I know about too.
Fucking weird and cruel, so cruel. What they did to that snake. I don't know how they got away with it.
It was the 80s.
Yeah.
And this guy's just like perving on his employee.
See, look, and then we go to these sort of POV shots where you don't know if it's actually meant to be someone standing there.
Yeah, I don't think this one is because of things that happens later, but it definitely could be.
Because people like walk right up to it at times. There he is, suspenders.
Yeah, that's not Kevin Bacon. That's Harry Crosby.
What is he wearing?
I guess he decided he prefers suspenders to a belt.
Yeah, like, look, like, she'll be, like, so in view, and it's clearly not. I like that. I like that disorientation. Like, that's, like, acting like someone was looking at her, but no one actually was.
Yeah, because if you're watching this for the first time, you wouldn't know that. Like, because I've seen this a few times, I know that the killer is elsewhere right now.
Yeah. I know a misconception with this series is that the characters are always terrible.
No, they're not.
No, they're not at all.
And they're the least terrible in this one, too, because none of them are really awful people or anything.
My favourite characters are in Part 6, Jason Lives.
Part 6 has some great ones.
Thorne Matthews as Tommy Jarvis is my favourite character in the series.
Third Tommy Jarvis.
Where
He's the only final guy in the whole series full of final girls.
What was that? What did you say? He's the third Tommy Jarvis.
Yeah, he's the third because Corey Feldman.
Oh yeah, I remember. Yeah,
Corey
for some reason I got it
Feldman
in my head
and
that.
The
Yeah,
guy from
yeah.
5 and then Tom Matthews.
Yeah, of course. Corey Feldman was going to come back, but he was doing the Goonies,
Yeah, that's why he wasn't in 5.
and the Goonies obviously takes precedence over everything in life,
Well, yeah.
including the Goonies 2, which they're doing.
Which is going to be kind of weird with
Yeah,
if they get Josh Brolin back. It's going to be like the same Josh Brolin who's done shit like No Country for Old Men.
Yeah, yeah.
It's going to be like, I expect him to snap and kill everybody in that
I want to
movie
see
by
him
the
do
end of
another Men in Black.
it. There's not going to be a Men in Black 4.
There isn't.
Because Will Smith said no.
Oh, that's out of the question, isn't it?
He
But
said
like,
no
Josh
to both
Brolin was
that and
good.
Independence Day 2, but they're still doing Independence Day 2.
But yeah, he didn't say to After Earth, which is about as fun as watching me on the toilet.
That was like a passion project for him.
Fucking terrible. He needs to do Independence Day 2 or Men in Black 4 just to redeem himself.
Yeah.
Fucking...
But enough off topic.
Yeah, enough of talking about Men in Black 4 and Will Smith. Now this is a story all about how Jason's life got turned upside down.
It kind of is.
Tell you how he became the prince of a forest called Crystal Lake.
Who would be the Carlton in this situation?
No, actually just Will from the Fresh Prince. Or Joe Pesci. And Jason's coming at him. Stuttering prick. Make him crawl like he crawled for the fucking machete. Fucking prick. Fucking prick. And then when Jason's got the bandage on, hey Jason, that bandage is big in your fucking head. When he said, oh dear.
We've got to put that together into an actual rap now.
Oh, what, the Will Smith one?
Yeah.
No. Oh, so that was Mrs. Voorhees.
Yeah. Girls have to have a moving car, damn.
And we'll talk about Betsy Palmer later, but she's fucking awesome in this.
Yeah, she really sells the craziness later on.
Like, I kind of, like, as I said, like, I hadn't watched this in years.
You didn't know what was going on at this
Yeah,
point.
I was sitting there going, fuck hell, this is really good. But, like, I hadn't watched this in years, and I kind of I think I was kind of put off by the fact that I knew Jason wasn't in it, because I've grown so attached to Jason. But this is fucking... I remember when I said, this is 5 stars. This is a... I challenge anyone out there who likes films, like, might be scoffing if they haven't seen Friday the 13th.
Yeah.
It's a fucking 5-star film. I'm not even joking. I'm genuinely serious. It's a 5-star horror film, it is. And I was because I wasn't expecting a 5-star horror film. But it genuinely is, and you agree, don't you?
Yeah, I definitely agree. I think it's just...
This and Halloween are masterpieces.
Yeah, it really just damn good horror movie. Now, when I'm ranking the series as a whole, I usually will say like 3 and 4 are my favorites, but this one's probably just the objective best of the bunch.
But you can vouch for it. I was legitimately freaked out, wasn't I?
Yes, you were.
Great effect there.
Yeah. And since we're looking at a kill right now, I guess it's at the point where I should probably say this is the uncut version of the movie. And my understanding is that this movie wasn't really cut by all that much, only like a few seconds here and there. When there's others that were cut much worse and don't have uncut versions, it's kind of eh.
Yeah, I presume that everyone's DVD is the uncut version.
Yeah.
If you're not watching the uncut version, I don't know what's wrong with you, because pretty much every release is uncut.
Yeah.
See, Kevin Bacon, what the fuck?
All shirtless again. Kevin Bacon's got the Speedo.
He reminds me of Jane Spader in this for some reason.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, like, I can't remember, was I freaked out at this point? Yeah.
I don't remember.
I think I was impressed though.
Yeah, you were impressed. You were impressed through the whole way.
And I remember I said she was good looking.
Yeah. Yeah, you were rating all of them.
Yeah. That one sitting down was nice. Oh, I reckon they should have shown Mrs. Voorhees standing there, what do you think?
I don't know, maybe. Like, maybe not showing her all the way, like maybe hinted at her a bit.
Okay, yeah. Maybe show like a
silhouette.
Yeah. Of course, I do prefer Halloween, and Halloween is my favourite slasher series.
I'd say it's my favorite slasher film.
It's my favourite. What's your favourite series? This?
My favorite series would probably be Nightmare on Elm Street.
Okay. Yeah, my favourite series is Halloween, but this was not this is almost on the level of Halloween. I just prefer Halloween, that little bit, that fucking culmination.
Yeah.
where you literally, I just can't. I still talk about it to this day, where Loomis shoots Michael into the room,
Yeah.
and then he walks in, and Michael's just completely upright, standing there, isn't he?
You're making that breathing sound.
And then he shoots him out the window, and then he looks out the window and he's gone. That's just superb filmmaking.
Yeah.
Like, I remember as a kid watching that, I was like, I was terrified.
Yeah, it's one of those what the fuck just happened moments.
Yeah, and another thing about it is that you don't, like, people might scoff and say, well, Michael's surviving the gunshots. But the problem is, but the thing is, in that film, you didn't know he was supernatural. So,
Yeah.
the fact that Loomis just shot him into the room, walked in, and he's standing there, is just a complete mindfuck.
Yeah, and you didn't. It was kind of hinted at that there was something going on with him, but nothing was really confirmed at that point.
Yeah.
And then they went completely into that in the sequels, and it got kind of weird.
And then when it ended, you were like, well, was he human? Was he inhuman? Was he just, you know what I mean?
Yeah, with that ending, it's kind of a shame they made sequels as good as some of them are.
Yeah, like, I love Halloween 4 and I love Halloween 5 and and 6, but here we go, it's the snake,
Yeah, the snake. The snake's just sitting there.
An example of animal cruelty which happened. Tom Savini decided to duplicate something which actually happened to him in his own cabin, where he killed a snake. And
This dude's just
the snake
chopping random plants.
The snake in the scene is real, and its on-screen death is real.
Yeah.
How fucking cruel can you get?
Well, it's not. At least it's not Cannibal Holocaust, where they were killing tons and tons of animals on set.
Yeah, I haven't seen that.
I haven't seen it, but I know about it.
So, Emery Crosby, for the next scene, you're going to be killing a real-life snake. I do like Tom Savini, but fucking hell, that was cruel.
I mean, he's Tom Savini.
Think how terrified. This is what I say. Like, think how terrified the snake is now. Fucking 5 people. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they're acting like the Scooby-Doo gang here.
I always think that, like, whenever I
Whenever
have like a spider in my room, I always think, like, can you imagine how scared it is when you're fucking doing this to it?
I don't even know what they're doing. They're just smacking the floor in random places.
Yeah, like, yeah, there you go. Kill the snake. In a real death. The first on-screen snake death. And probably the last. Except for maybe in a Cannibal Holocaust. Are they killing snakes in that?
I think they kill like a turtle. They like bash it.
Oh
open or
yeah,
something.
yeah, I heard about that. That's so cool.
I haven't seen the whole movie, but apparently they do that for a good chunk of the film. Here comes this cop who's like the only competent cop in the entire series. And what
I
is
like
up
that
with
guy.
this guy?
It's funny.
It's like he just
all
noticed the
serious.
cop.
It'd be funny if Kevin Bacon was still playing one of their campmates, but he also played the cop.
Yeah.
And now he was talking to him, and it was Kevin Bacon talking to Kevin Bacon.
Yeah, it'd be like when Cheech Marin plays like 3 different characters in From Dusk Till Dawn.
What's that? Who was?
Yeah, he was. He was 3 different characters in that movie.
Who was rather? Quentin Tarantino?
No, Cheech.
Oh yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, yeah.
Dude must be trying out for Tonto must be trying out for the Lone Ranger movie, and he lost to Johnny Depp. Kevin Bacon, what are you doing to the cop's motorcycle?
The working title for the film was Long Night at Camp Blood.
Not a bad title, but it doesn't have the ring to it.
No, I think the title actually is one of the things that like the titles I think of Halloween and Friday the 13th appealed
Yeah.
to people.
Because the original working title of Halloween was The Babysitter Murders.
Yeah. I think if you called that The Babysitter Murders and you called this Long Night at Camp Blood, there wouldn't
Yeah.
be this. They wouldn't be this iconic, I don't think.
Yeah, they sound like those titles. Just sound like titles you would give to like a straight to TV movie or something. Like The Babysitter Murders, the Michael Myers story. Long Night at Camp Blood, the Pamela Voorhees story.
That was the bit, wasn't it?
Yes.
Basically, like when we watched this last week, like it was like a mixture of a scream and a laugh from me, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And they opened that, and the
Oh,
old guy standing there. It legitimately made me jump that time. It didn't make me jump this time, but it fucking did. Get out of here, man.
God sent me.
I mean, the guy does a really good job.
Yeah, he does. It's convincing.
Oh yeah, yeah, remember what he does? Just rides off on his bike, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does. He goes like, "You're
Hiding
all-
in the pantry.
How long was he in that pantry?
Yeah.
Damn. I'm going to camp out here and scare these meddling kids. And their dog too. Oh, they don't have a dog.
I might have to film a comedy sketch called Jim finds someone in his
Closet.
closet, in his pantry, and then basically all I do is I go, "Get out of here, man," and then he rides off on a bike. Yeah, I legitimately freaked out on that scene.
He's not even riding off to the road. He's just riding off to the other side of the lake.
Is that
Which-
is that his last appearance?
I think that is in this one. He is in the second one. And there's a different crazy guy in part 3.
There's a different crazy guy.
Yeah, it's a different crazy guy.
They should have just kept him going. They should have
Well-
literally just had his corpse in fucking Freddy vs. Jason pop up on
Yeah,
the
it should have
screen.
been like the corpse in Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2, where they like sewed together the brother who died in the first one, and they just have it sitting at the table.
Or they should have just replaced him with Nicolas Cage.
Yeah, that'd be great. Hell, replace Jason with Nicolas Cage.
Jason's gonna eat your sticky soul, yeah!
Is that Deadfall?
No, that's Ghost Rider 2.
Oh, okay.
Jason's evil, and you're gonna let him out.
Replace him with Nick Cage from Deadfall.
Jason...
Philip retarded to you! Philip retarded to you!
Or Jason scratching at the door.
Or Vampire's Kiss. Too late, too late.
No, I got the perfect one. Got the perfect one. From Deadpool, it can be talking about Jason. Oh, mammy, we'll go home soon, mammy. What the fuck was Nick Cage doing?
He's the only good part of that movie, I maintain.
He's awful in it.
Yeah, but he's at least entertainingly awful.
If you don't want to know what we're talking about, there's this fucking film called Deadpool starring Nicolas Cage, and it's one of his most if you think you've seen Nicolas Cage over the top, you have not. Just literally like going, "Mummy, go home soon, mummy."
It's the end of The Wicker Man, but if it was the whole movie and even more over the top.
I just think Nicolas Cage should play every character in every movie. Every character in every movie ever.
Oh, no, we're coming up on a proper creepy moment here, I feel.
Oh, yeah, he goes, oh, I've never noticed that movement.
No, I never did.
Oh, that's great. That's
fucked
fucking
up
great.
right there.
See, that was a genuine reaction. That was
Hell yeah, it
awesome.
was for me too.
Was that Mrs. Voorhees or not?
I think it's meant to be, because we never see this guy again.
Yeah.
Which is what I love about this, that he just goes in there and then
Ah, that's
disappears.
cool. That was really cool. That was.
I like how he just goes in and then you never see him again.
Yeah. And you were talking about last time the beautiful look of everything.
Yeah, everything looks like there was that bit of nature footage there a minute ago, and it just looked really good.
Yeah, and I was impressed because a lot of people have said like this is one of the worst films you can watch on Blu-ray because the whole appeal is it's like the whole appeal is like it's a VHS film. You don't want to see it in
Yeah.
high definition, but then watching it in high definition it looks really good.
Yeah, it does.
Like if anyone's ever said right I'm not buying the Blu-ray of Friday the 13th because I just can't see it that way, do it. You see some beautiful imagery.
That reminds me of a movie, of a specific choice they made of a Blu-ray I bought not that long ago. I bought the Blu-ray of RoboCop,
Yeah.
and it's like this new remastered version, and like most of the movie looks really good, but I think they purposely left like the news segments, like the talking head stuff, they made it look really crappy, so it looked like something you would see on an 80s TV. It was really funny.
You like her story here, don't you?
Yeah, I do, because her story here I like because it adds this sense of foreboding to it, a sense of an ominous sense to the proceedings. It adds to the atmosphere. He really does look like the leading lady.
Do they use a different location in the other films?
I think they use a different location in every film.
Because this is genuinely good looking.
Yeah. And I don't even think Part 3 is even on the lake. I think it's in a different place. And look at this. I have to point this out because I'm annoying like this. Look at the lake there. There's no room for
missed
the
the
other
lake.
camps
You weren't
or
quick enough.
Tommy Jarvis's house.
You weren't quick enough with your observation.
Yeah, I wasn't.
Go and cry in shame. There we go. Kevin Bacon has the most unenthusiastic sex ever.
Yes,
Kevin-
he does.
Kevin Bacon has the sex of a fucking... I don't even know what I'd call it.
And he's the only one who has sex in this movie.
If Link from fucking Ocarina of Time had sex, that would be it.
No, it's the sex that Link has
Fucking
in Zelda
candle
2 when
next
he goes
to
into the houses with those women.
Like, you'll see in a minute, like, what the fuck?
Yeah, he's the laziest guy ever.
No, but she loves it, that's what I like.
Yeah.
It's my favourite sex scene in the movie. Kevin Bacon, just, I don't even know what to say, like...
Yeah, it's weird. Like, it could have been like... you think Sean S. Cunningham could have been like, Kevin, you have to actually act like you're having sex even if you're not.
Oh, I can't believe we missed that shot a minute ago, though. That was odd. Just that it was like this silhouette, but it wasn't... It didn't look like anything, did it? It just looked like a strange silhouette.
Oh, I didn't see that.
No, the one I'm on about with where the boy went into the house.
Oh, yeah. I know what you mean. It was like you could see a person wearing a jacket.
Yeah, it didn't look like Mrs. Voorhees, but obviously it was. But we did not notice that.
No, we didn't.
And you forgot about it already when I told you then.
Yeah. Well, you said silhouette, and I'm like, wait, what? I was like, was there something on the wall when they were in the room there? I have no idea how strip Monopoly would actually work.
Yeah, I know.
It would take way too long, and Monopoly is one of those games I don't think I've ever actually finished it. I don't even know if it has a proper ending.
I haven't played it. I haven't played it in about 15 years.
I haven't played it in several years either, but my experience is that we would just get bored and stop playing.
Look at him!
Yeah. He's laying almost completely still.
But this is what he doesn't have to though, because he's Kevin Bacon.
Yeah, he keeps her
loves it.
bacon for more. Okay, that was a bad joke.
Okay, he's moving more than I remember.
Yeah, me too. But he still looks like he's just kind of lying there.
Yeah.
Spending more time flexing his back muscles more than anything.
My favourite sex scene in a slasher film has to be Halloween 5, where the first problem is the guy's having sex with his pants on,
Oh yeah, that one.
and the
Oh,
next
that-
problem is
oh, that-
I think like somehow like it's all going on like with like fully clothed, and then Michael puts a rake through both of them.
Yeah, I remember that one now.
No, he puts a rake through the bloke, then he cuts the girl's head off with a rake.
I don't know how you cut a head off with a rake, but
You just do.
I think it was Friday the 13th Part 5 where they actually shot like a sex scene. They shot it as like a softcore porn almost, but they had to cut it out.
Oh yeah. Well, they cut it out. I've seen most of it.
Well, they cut well, it was saying that they filmed and then they knew the MPAA wouldn't let it pass, so they cut pretty much the whole scene out. Like it's still kind of there, but
Yeah. It's the one where the guy gets his head strapped to the tree, isn't it?
yeah.
In possibly the most extreme kill of the series.
Yeah.
Guy gets his head strapped to a tree. Here we go. It's one of the most famous death scenes in slasher history.
Yep.
Kevin Bacon. Another actor who got his launch in slashers. You also had Jamie Lee Curtis. You had Jennifer Aniston in Leprechaun.
Oh yeah.
Freddy Krueger in Nightmare on Elm Street. Freddy Krueger, I'm talking about.
Johnny
Freddy Krueger's rise to fame. No, Johnny Depp in Nightmare on Elm Street.
Well, in a sense it was, because Freddy became kind of a celebrity in his own right.
And he's also in Part 6, isn't he, Depp?
Yeah, he is. He shows up on the TV and does this is your bringing on drugs ad. But he's not in New Nightmare, which is a shame.
Oh yeah. Oh, that'd have been cool if Johnny Depp was in New Nightmare.
Yeah, it would have been, but I think Wes Craven said he was too shy to ask a big celebrity like Johnny Depp to come do the movie with him.
Get ready for Kevin Bacon's death.
Yeah.
This is for all the times he shot me on GoldenEye.
Smoking in bed. What a dumbass. There's Pop-Tarts there on the thing, I swear. Oh, they're finally noticing there's a corpse up above them. Ugh. Thank you, sir. May I have another? Animal House reference.
Still gets you that, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does look. It looks painful. And I love these shots outdoors in the rain. I think they look really cool.
I think this film shares a lot of resemblance to Evil Dead.
It does, in the sense it has the woodland setting and all the cabins and stuff. In a broad sense, it kind of does. In the more specifics, Evil Dead is a very different movie.
Yeah, I just meant in like look,
Yeah,
scenery,
the look.
direction.
Oh yeah, definitely. There aren't obvious spotlights on the houses, and this one does, so there's that.
I think out of the entire series, like, this has the creepiest stalker.
Yeah.
Like, Jason kind of, like, Mrs. Voorhees seems to enjoy torturing victims, whereas Jason just goes straight for the kill.
Yeah, Jason did a little bit of stalking, but they kind of abandoned that after the second or third. And then you get to the fourth, and it's literally just Jason killing people.
What's she even doing here? Standing in the...
I think she just stood up after taking a shit, or a lady piss, I don't know which. Jack! Jack! God, why am I referencing that movie?
What movie's that?
Die Hard 5.
Oh, okay, I don't
Just
even know.
every other line Bruce Willis has in that movie is Jack! Jack!
It's one of my favourite reviews of all... Oh, there's another scene that got me.
Yeah.
Fucking excellent filmmaking. Not just the woman... Yeah, I'm not talking about the woman standing there half naked. I'm not that sexist. No, this now is just... I was literally shitting myself, and I haven't been scared by one of these sort of films in years. It genuinely brought me back to like being a kid watching fucking Halloween. I wish I'd have seen this as a kid.
Yeah, Halloween is still scary, but...
Yeah, I think I've seen it so many times now I don't find it scary remotely, but I found it scary for years.
Oh, wow.
And I still think, like, I know it's scary, but I just don't find it scary. This is just... It's going to scare me now. This direction's really good.
Yeah, the sound design is fucking amazing right now.
In fact, they're like holding on the girl to not show you what she sees and stuff. Just really subtle direction.
And the really adds to the creepiness in the movie.
Oh, look at that, just... Oh.
The suspense here is built up really, really well.
Yeah, it's still not at the bit which I was talking about.
No.
It's still to come. This whole bit, though.
The kill that happens here is actually pretty shocking, I think, for the time. Oh.
Oh, okay, I was talking about the wrong bit, wasn't I?
Yeah, there's another bit in this same room.
Oh, okay. Yeah, there's a bit to come, everyone. Yeah, but that was just as good. Yeah, like, you'll see what I mean later on. But then that axe through the head was fucking really good. Kind of... Like, I miss the days of this, where they create great, like, genuine, non-CG blood. Great, like, kills and legitimate... Everything was created on screen. I love it.
Yeah, and this actually reminds me, because this is Tom Savini doing the effects. And just last year, there was a movie where Tom Savini was in, and he gets blown up with a big CG explosion.
Yeah, like, I don't get... So many directors have turned on their... what brought them to the dance as well. Like, you've got Ridley Scott doing interviews saying that if he did Alien today, he'd make the Alien CG. That is just disgusting to me.
Well, that's Ridley Scott. It's kind of crazy.
James Cameron, I think he said something like along those lines.
Yeah. Honestly, Ridley Scott doesn't surprise me considering the last movie of his, but I don't want to get too off topic because if I get started on that, I'll get started.
But yeah, Tom Savini done some other films, but this is probably his biggest film.
Yeah, I don't know if he even did any of the sequels.
Well, as I said earlier, he was involved in Jason X, Jason Goes to Hell, Freddy vs. Jason.
I thought that was Sean S. Cunningham.
And no, I'm talking about Sean S. Cunningham.
Oh, okay.
Who do you think I was talking about?
You said Tom Savini. So...
Oh, did I? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Friday the 13th, and he was also involved with Friday the 13th 2009 as producer.
Okay.
But it's like strange that he didn't do number 2, he didn't do number 3, like... He was a big reason for the film's success.
Yeah, like his whole... It's
like,
his whole, direction here that really makes the movie work. Like he gets all the elements in place
Yeah.
so that the movie
We're
is quite
gonna
effective and
notice.
creepy.
I think when we watch part 2, we're really gonna notice.
Yeah, we are.
The lack of Sean Cunningham, but yeah, like bringing him back for Jason Goes to Hell, like just not the ones you'd want Sean S. Cunningham on.
Bring him back for the new one they're making instead of the guy who's directing it.
Yeah, yeah. I'll go
It's
into
the
that.
VHS guy.
I'll go into that later on. But after Friday the 13th, he done a movie called Spring Break. He done House. He produced House, 1986.
I haven't seen it.
House. I've heard of it.
I've heard of the series.
House
I
2.
know the third movie isn't even called House. It's called something else from what I've read.
House 2. House 4 in 1992. He did not do anything big.
That's too bad.
Well,
Did he direct anything else, or did he just produce?
No, he directed Deep Star 6,
Oh, I've seen that. Yeah.
but he only produced House and House 2 and House 4.
Deep Star 6 is actually pretty good. It's one of the better one of those Abyss rip-offs they were making in the late 80s.
Okay, so here's that scene I was on about. Surely this is it.
And I said something about, the green jacket. I forget what I said, but I made some crack about a green jacket.
Yeah, this... I don't know what to say about this scene. It's... like...
Yeah, here it comes.
Even if this next bit didn't happen, that would be enough for me. Just so subtle, and so you don't need to have fucking 500 million things happening on screen.
No, all you need is a dark, shadowy corner.
Yeah, that... do you remember my reaction?
Yes, and I'm kind of having a reaction myself.
Yeah, that creeps me out. Even... that really creeps me out, seeing that hand creeping around the curtain.
Although I shouldn't have a reaction because I'm used to freaking creepy hands from playing Fatal Frame.
Oh, what, does she notice now it's moved across a bit?
Yeah, I think she has. Is that soap on the wall there?
Who knows?
I'm noticing weird stuff, never mind. Yeah, it looks like a weird kind of soap dispenser. Just leave.
That's really good.
And then it's dark and you don't see anything. Oh, it moved! I forgot about that.
Oh, did it?
The curtain moved a little bit.
okay.
Like,
I was just kind of in a trance. I was in like a trance watching that.
and of course, here we have the classic car that won't start that appears in almost all of the movies.
But yeah, like get Sean S. Cunningham to direct more of the series.
And not just produce the weirdest ones.
Yeah, like the guy has made this a classic. But what's good to hear is that the commentary on the Blu-ray, he says that Friday the 13th's done him the world of good. It's made him so much money. It's made him like his family set up and that. Which I'm happy to hear. He says like just from this one film he could never work again.
Yeah, I'm glad he's not like George Romero or Tobe Hooper in the sense that they never got their money for their first movie.
Yeah, I'm glad he's not like Bob Kane where well, actually not like Bob Kane, like Bill Finger.
Bill Finger, yeah.
Where Bob Kane took all the credit for Batman from Bill Finger, and Bill Finger apparently died with not much money.
Bill Finger, all I think he ever did after that was create Green Lantern. It's not even the version of Green Lantern everybody knows.
But why did Bob Kane do that?
Apparently because Bob Kane was an asshole.
Yeah.
And the worst thing is that it's his name who's on every comic. Bill Finger's name is nowhere near it.
Yeah.
Now we're talking about Batman.
That's right. Batman's in this film.
He
Come to
is?
face you, Mrs. Voorhees.
Swear to me.
Huh? You said your son drowned here. Swear to me.
Do I look like a cop?
Do I look like Jason?
It's like, and Mrs. Voorhees is like, from one professional to another, if you're going to try to scare somebody, pick a better spot. This height, the fall won't kill you. I'm counting on it.
Huh. If you went to this camp, surely your goal is to hang around with your friends. Why is she in a cabin on her own?
Well, she's not in camp. She's a camp counselor, so...
Oh, is she? I thought she's one of the kids. She looks quite young.
No, these aren't the kids. These are the people who are like going to like work at the place and run it before the kids get here. The kids would be younger.
Oh, right, okay. So they're supposed to be like 19, 20.
1920, yeah. But they don't look like they're 30s.
So Kevin Bacon's a camp counselor.
Yeah, apparently.
Are we supposed to be hearing weird noises?
Like what?
Someone...
Crying?
Yeah.
Yeah, we are. I think it's meant to
yeah.
be Mrs. Voorhees speaking in the Jason voice.
Oh, that's so good, that, because I wasn't sure whether you're meant to be hearing it. It's so like faint and disorientating.
Oh, we're meant to hear that, definitely, because I'm hearing it.
And Nicolas Cage saves the day.
Fuck!
Eat your stinking soul, yeah. I want to see a cut where instead of Jason coming out the lake, it's Nicolas Cage.
I fucking yeah.
Eat your stinking soul, yeah.
Well, this place isn't too different from the sets for The Wicker Man, so. Murder! It's murder, you'll all be guilty! Oh, I love that how the lights come on accompanied with the music. That is creepy.
Yeah. And I always say, like, as I said to you, like, the other day, is imagine watching this in 1980.
Oh, yeah.
You've always got to return to it. Like, that hand scene fucking killed me now in 2014.
Yeah.
Watching it in 1980 in the cinema. No wonder this became a massive success.
Yeah, that hand is on the level of some Halloween stuff.
Yeah.
The original Halloween, not the sequels.
Yeah. These two. I'm not surprised they got people just enthralled in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's only directed 11 films.
Oh, wow. It's too bad.
And
Well, 11's more than I'll ever direct, so...
I guess, but you didn't direct friggin' Manny's Orphans.
What?
I don't even know what it is. And I know it's bad. Yeah, actually, I don't know. I might have to look up Sean S. Cunningham's films
Yeah, because
to see if they're anywhere near as good as this.
Yeah, you say he directed Deep Star 6? That's actually not bad. Get to see people get eaten by a giant lobster, I think.
Oh, just to elaborate on my Nicolas Cage point, there should be a sequel to Sharknado entitled Nicolas Cage-nado. Cage-nado.
With a bunch of CGI Nick Cages.
Yeah, just going, fuck. Cage-nado.
Too late.
Am I getting for real to you?
Oh,
Oh yeah, that yellow coat. It doesn't actually remind me of April O'Neil, which it actually should, considering she's got red hair. But it actually reminds me. Whenever I see a yellow coat, it always reminds me of Rocky III for some reason, where Rocky's wearing the yellow coat as he's at Mickey's deathbed. It never reminds me of April. I don't know why. It just reminds me of Rocky 3.
Pretend, yeah. Speaking of Rocky 3, replace Jason with Mr. T.
Replace Mr. T with Nicolas Cage. Just
In
Nicolas
Rocky
Cage
3?
for everything. Just
Cage is Rocky
Nicolas
3.
Cage exploitation movies. Cage exploitation.
Well, that's pretty much what the straight-to-video market is doing with him, but...
They might as well be making Cage exploitation.
I mean, he's making Left Behind. He might as well be making exploitation. You found a bloody axe in the bed. Where do you think they are?
They're dead, son.
They're all dead. Can you imagine if, like, the old guy popped out of the toilet and went, dead?
Or if Holly from Red Dwarf, the voice just came over and going, everybody's dead. They're dead, he's dead, Kevin Bacon's dead, everybody is dead. That's a very obscure reference, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Red Dwarf, classic show. Check it out.
I still haven't watched all of it.
But yeah, we're vastly approaching the introduction of Betsy Palmer into the film, as I presume you know if you have the DVD, that Jason isn't the killer in this. It's his mother, Mrs. Voorhees, which is pretty much obvious to everyone.
Yeah, I mean, it's practically like the most well-known thing now.
Yeah. Betsy Palmer didn't actually want to do the film. She only done it because she was in need of a new car. And she read the script and called it a piece of shit.
Yeah, they should put that on the DVD case.
Yeah.
The script was a piece of shit. That's
yeah. It's just on the front of the Blu-ray. This script is a piece of shit. Betsy Palmer, Mrs. Voorhees.
It's like how Kevin Smith put the one Tim Burton quote, "I would never read anything by Kevin Smith," on his book.
But now, of course, Betsy Palmer has nothing but good to say about Friday the 13th.
Yeah, because it's probably her most memorable role.
But to be fair, she probably didn't know it would end up being... I don't think... She probably read it, thought it was a piece of shit, but then she didn't realise what she was... what she would do in the film and what the film would go on to be. And she probably loves it now.
I don't think anybody realized what this film would go on to be at the time. I think they were just making the movie and it became like a big thing.
Yeah. As I said, Sean S. Cunningham wasn't looking... At first he was genuinely setting out to rip off Halloween, but then as it went on he started immersing himself in it and actually making a legitimate horror. But I don't view this as a slasher. I view it as a horror.
Yeah, it's a horror. It is a slasher movie, but it is more of a genuine horror.
Like the first Halloween.
Yeah, and it feels almost more of a... Well, what's the Italian genre called again? I can never remember the Italian stuff. The giallo?
I can't think top of my head.
I haven't seen enough Italian horror films to know, but it is a lot like that kind of murder mystery that they did a lot of.
Out of all the spoofs, I want to see Saturday the 14th.
Well, just based on the title alone, that movie sounds kind of audacious, but...
But yeah,
it's probably a piece of crap, but...
We might as well talk about the 2009 remake of this film, which
isn't really a remake.
It's not really a remake, and also I would have really liked it if Mrs. Voorhees was the killer.
Yeah, like the first like 2 minutes of the movie is a remake of this, and then it goes to one group of people for about 5 minutes, and then jumps to another group for the rest of the movie.
Like, as a Jason movie, it's quite good, and Jason's quite good in it.
Yeah, Jason's quite good. I didn't much care for the movie as a whole, but Jason's really good in that.
And like,
and can you imagine some asshole just shine their flashlight in your face like that?
that actually happens in V8. Oh yeah, we'll get to if we get to VHS, the relevance to VHS. Basically the 2009 one is pretty good, but I just wish that it was an actual remake of this where they actually used Mrs. Voorhees. But yeah, they're rebooting it, and they're having the director of one of the segments of VHS direct it. In one of the work, like the segment.
Yeah, you were telling me something about it last time.
The segment he directed in VHS is one of the worst pieces of visual art I've ever seen. Basically, it's just about these horrible people who go and pick up girls at bars to have sex with them, and they're just really genuinely horrible people.
So they're like the Wedding Crashers.
No, they're not even that. They're just complete douchebags. At least they've got like some charm. These are just completely disgusting, and like they literally see this girl with fucking gigantic cat eyes and just fucking weird. Everything about her looks weird, and she doesn't speak. She just makes noises, just weird. Everything about her is weird, shuffling. And they go, yeah, let's take this one back and jag her. And they take her back. They take her back to the fucking hotel room, and like she's just sitting there like not saying anything, freaking out. And then she just genuinely turns into this fucking monster and kills them all in the room. And you're like, what? And then she starts like kissing one of them and going, I love you and stuff, and like her head gets cut in two. It's just what the fuck. And then then basically she's after one of them who's running down the road, and she's flying up like a fucking pterodactyl.
What?
and then lifts him up off the ground. And the funny thing about VHS is it's called VHS, yet they film everything with high definition cameras. And he's got a camera in it. It's so advanced. This whole scene is filmed through a camera in his glasses, which is more advanced than James Bond. And you're talking about VHS. And his glasses fall off whilst he's in the air, and they smash on the ground, and then the tape ends. Well, how the fuck did this get onto a tape then, if you've destroyed the camera?
I have no idea.
That's my little tape for my little rant for everyone who's seen VHS. And then there's another segment in it where this killer's trying to be discreet, and the way that he's discreet, he's going through someone's hotel room, and he turns a fucking torch on their face. Just trying to torch right on their fucking face, like right on their face, and when they don't wake up. Honestly, VHS, man, is one of the shittest films I've ever seen in my life.
I watch VHS too.
I will never watch it. I couldn't believe it.
Not just for an English critic video.
The guy who's done that fucking segment is directing this, and if he's gonna fuck it up. One, I didn't want to see a reboot. Two, the guy from VHS is doing it. There's my objections.
Yeah, it's weird. I still don't get why Platinum Dunes never did sequels to their remakes, because even the ones that I didn't like all that much, they weren't irredeemably terrible. And like,
what's
they
that
can't just
one
make a sequel. Like, I like their Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie, but they resisted doing a sequel, and then they made a prequel for
they done a terrible
reason.
terrible prequel.
And that got rebooted, didn't it?
Yeah.
Well, every Chainsaw Massacre movie is a reboot, but
it was a prequel, wasn't it? Oh yeah, it did get rebooted. Yeah, it got a prequel, then it got rebooted.
Yeah, it got the 3D movie.
So yeah, you may notice that I don't want the director of VHS to do the Friday the 13th. And there's rumours of it being found footage. I wasn't against it, but now I'm against it because I've just found out the director.
The VHS.
Yeah. It's just, oh man, that's so bad.
It's like, but it's like I don't even know if it is going to be found footage, because they said, oh, it's either going to be a found footage movie but without Jason. So I guess that means it would be like the old TV show.
Or Mrs. Voorhees.
Yeah, or they were going to do it without found footage and with Jason. And by the way, they are planning on doing a new TV show. I don't know what's going to be out yet, but
do it about Mrs. Voorhees.
Maybe. I don't know.
Like, what's that one that you're watching? Hannibal.
Oh yeah, Hannibal.
Oh no, like the Bates Motel one, which is supposed to be about Norman's mother.
I hear it's about a bunch of weird shit too. I don't know what's up.
I don't know why I mentioned Hannibal.
Yeah, Hannibal. Hannibal's awesome. I love Hannibal.
Yeah, the Bates Motel one with Freddie Highmore going from Charlie and the Chocolate Factory to Norman Bates.
That's right. He was in Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. I forgot that movie.
He was in Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, and one of his lines was, "Candy doesn't have to have a point. That's why it's candy." Fuck off, you little prick. And then he goes from that to fucking, what's his name, Norman Bates. Like, he goes from one end of the set, Charlie Bucket, to Norman Bates.
Wow.
Seriously, you can't get more of a progression than that. I do like that remake as well, but I much prefer the 70s.
Yeah, I mean, I remember watching the remake and not minding it, but the original is a better movie.
Here's another one of those just
Yeah.
dark. Basically,
dark
it just
with a
feels
little
like
bit of
this could. It just feels like this could happen.
Yeah, it does. Like, it feels like someone could be out in the woods and someone could kill them. I'm sure it's happened.
That's what. That's what I think. What made this and Halloween work. They used elements which could easily happen. Like the forest could easily happen, and you know, it may be like what happens in Halloween couldn't easily happen, but it's set in such a genuine, homely place.
Yeah, it felt very real.
It seems very real, yeah.
And that's probably the worst effect of the movie.
So still okay though.
It's still okay, yeah. Harry Crosby's dead because I guess his dad didn't like his singing in the one scene.
Yeah, so while this had like, this could happen, like no question. Halloween had, this could happen, but you know, this is the reason it can happen is because we're making everything so familiar.
Yep. Halloween had the extra sort of fantastical element to it as well with the ending, but this has a sort of grittiness to it that I don't think Halloween has. Like,
yeah,
just the way it's shot and the way it's filmed.
She does a lot to protect herself, doesn't she?
Yeah, she's one of the smarter slasher movie characters I find. Like, she's not to the level of Nancy at Nightmare on Elm Street where she sets like Home Alone style traps in her house. She bought Macaulay Culkin's book.
Oh yeah, another thing we should talk about, which we were going to talk about, is the whole thing of how these films caused a massive uproar from critics.
Oh yeah.
Including Siskel and Ebert, who done a whole hour special.
That was Women in Danger.
Yeah, Women in Danger. Like, but the thing about these films is it's always the woman that survives.
Yeah.
It's always the woman that fights back to Jason, and also the amount of men that get killed is ridiculous.
And the men get the most horrible deaths in the movies.
Yeah, that's bizarre to me. Why they would genuinely single out it being just women.
Like men in part 3, there's a guy who gets his head crushed till his eyes pop out. Which is actually kind of rather comical because of the effect, but and the fact that it was in 3D. And you got the guy who got chopped in the nuts, and part 7 you got the guy that Jason takes a head trimmer to. Yeah, she's getting a weapon. Yeah, she's a smart character. Takes care of herself. God, this music's great.
Yeah. And we still haven't seen Mrs. Voorhees.
Nope. And I think, and I said this last time, I feel like not seeing the killer for a long time actually makes it more effective, because it makes it feel like they can almost strike at any time, whereas when you're seeing Jason as often as you do in some of the sequels,
yeah,
it almost feels like, you know, it's like you kind of know when he's going to attack, whereas with this, it could happen at any time and you don't know.
Betsy Palmer had a great time on this. Like, she only worked for 10 days, and she got $1,000 a day.
Yeah, not bad. $10,000.
$10,000.
10K. I wonder if she still actually did have enough for that car.
Huh? I presume so.
Well, 1980s money, she probably did, but. Can you imagine if she still had that car nowadays? Like, drives to a convention in that car. It's like,
Oh yeah.
yeah, this is her driving up.
Yeah, she does so well. Like,
Yeah.
she could have easily half-assed it.
And she did it.
Yeah, she like completely delivered. And I like how like this. Yeah, like you would not. You really wouldn't think that there's anything wrong. Like, it's the most. Probably one of the best sights you could see in that situation. Like,
Yeah,
a
she just seems like
woman.
the kindest person ever right now.
Yeah, like a middle-aged woman driving up. Like, it doesn't look like she was already there. She drove in.
Nope.
Like, complete like security.
Yeah, she seems to just exude sort of safety and warmth and stuff.
And then in the next second, she like exudes fucking
Terror.
Like, she didn't want to do the film, and the performance is incredible.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if Jason would have been as much of a success as he was if they'd have named him Josh as they originally wanted to.
I mean, he could have. I mean, Jason's a fairly...
Yeah. Apparently they changed
name.
this to Jason because they thought it sounded more sinister.
I mean, I got a cousin named Jason. He's not sinister.
Josh Voorhees.
Joshua Voorhees.
Here we go, one of our amazing monologue. Look what they did to him.
Freddy Krueger was there and he was fucking a dead chick.
Oh yeah, we'll talk about that in a minute.
And according to one of the scripts, he molested Jason.
This is when she starts losing it.
Yeah. If you're not a very good swimmer, why are you going to camp next to a lake?
Yeah, basically in Freddy
vs. Jason.
Yeah, Freddy vs. Jason. Isn't it Jason's dream sequence?
I think it's meant to be, yeah.
Monica Keena goes in it, and it's just the most stupid. Even though I like the film, like it has Freddy Krueger fucking around in Jason's dream, and he's just shagging this dead girl against the wall, and then Monica Keena literally comes up and goes, like,
"Help!" She doesn't see him at first. She sees just two camp counselors fucking on the porch, which I doubt that's how it went down, anyways.
Yeah, she goes, "Help, Jason," or whatever.
She goes, like, "Are we going to do anything?"
No, she doesn't say that. You know what she says? She goes, like, "Come and help," or whatever, and he goes, turns around, and says not no or something, and she goes, "You mean you're not
coming?"
You mean you're not coming? And he goes, "If you blame me for this bitch."
This girl's dead on her feet.
What the fuck? Like, why would... I love the exact words used, like, by Monica Keena, where "you mean you're not coming?" Like, just setting up this stupid joke. Oh, it was such a bad joke, that.
Yeah, it was.
Is it my fault this bitch is dead on her feet? Hell, probably is actually, because you killed her, you bastard.
Yeah.
Everybody's
yeah,
dead.
He kills everybody, so...
Everybody's dead, Dave.
Everybody's dead for him.
Bacon's dead. Everybody is dead, Dave.
Kevin Bacon is dead. Harry Crosby is dead. Everybody is dead.
Oh, like, even the body language. Now she's just turned into like a predator, hasn't she?
Yeah, she's stalking almost.
Oh, I can't praise the performance enough. Like, yeah, as I said, I avoided this film quite a long time. I love that, just running off into complete...
Yeah, complete dark. It's a very evocative shot. God, that fucking voice.
Yeah.
God, I hope Jason didn't actually sound like that, because he would have been one creepy-ass kid.
But, like... That's something the sequels didn't have, Mrs. Voorhees. Like...
Yeah. They didn't have the atmosphere or the build-up quite as much as this one did. And I like the fact that she's getting a gun.
Yeah.
That's one thing you can say about this version of Camp Crystal Lake is that this one has guns.
Yeah.
Well, she screws them up, so...
Where are the guns in the others?
Oh, that's one thing I'd like to point out is that these movies kind of have this reputation of why don't they just leave, why do they keep going back to the camp? And most of them don't even take place at this camp, only like this one and Part 6 do.
Yeah, that, what did the others, where did the others take place?
Like the first one's at like a different place down along the lake. The third one is like a farm. I don't know where it is. 4 is Tommy Jarvis's house, which is on the lake.
Well, and Jason, for some reason, Jason's just there.
Yeah, well, Jason... Well, I know Jason went to the farm because he was running away after Part 2, but Part 4... We'll wait till we get to that one to talk about that. But in 5, it's a completely different place. That's not even Jason. 6 goes back to Camp Crystal Lake, but it's Camp Forest Green. And 7, there's just more houses that have been built along the lake, and then...
She had to be told by director Sean S. Cunningham not to slap around, because she was used to doing work, stage work, where they do legitimate shots.
Oh, yeah?
And Sean S. Cunningham had to tell her to not hit her co-stars.
Yeah. Oh, and now we're like this deep into the movie. I should mention the lead actress here. I think she only ever did this and like her very brief cameo at the beginning of Part 2.
Yeah,
because after this movie,
acting,
she got all kinds of stalkers.
Yeah. I think she goes to conventions now.
Oh, she does?
Yeah, I think now, but she stayed away from
40
it
years after the event.
for many
30 years.
The worst stalking I've heard about is Danielle Harris.
Oh, yeah, she had a crazy stalker. And he's still out there, I think, too. I don't think they ever caught him.
Which is insane, our laws. Like, well, America's laws or whatever. Is like, he like literally went to a house and stuff and threatened her with a shotgun and stuff, and he's still out there.
Yeah, if they even knew, if they ever found him, I mean, they could have just not found him easily.
That was messed up.
And she came back and she did the Halloween remakes.
Yeah. She always came to the conventions.
She turned down Halloween 6, but she did the remakes.
Maybe, yeah, but to be fair, she probably only turned down Halloween 6 because she had no substantial role in them. In it.
Yeah. She literally, makes a phone call and then gets killed.
Yep.
And then depending on which version you watch, apparently she got raped by Michael. I guess I should mention, Mrs. Voorhees in this movie really takes a beating.
Yeah.
I guess that's where Jason gets it from.
Where Jason gets his immortality.
He has a tough mom, and whatever his dad is.
But yeah, like, I think Mrs. Voorhees just gives it this sinister edge that,
Yeah, she's creepy and sinister, whereas Jason is just like big and intimidating.
yeah. So that's why this film stands out so much. I can't believe I kind of
Avoided it.
avoided it, yeah. Just because Jason wasn't in it. When debatably this is better.
And I'd say it is better. Although my favorites are probably still 3 and 4. I'd say just thinking about from a filmmaking standpoint, this is a better movie.
Yeah, my favourite's Part 6, but I don't think Part 6 is a 5-star film.
Well, no, it's not.
This is a 5-star film.
Well, Part 6 is a comedy. This is a legitimate horror film. Not that it's not awesome seeing Jason take out some paintballers, but
Wherever the red dot goes, bang.
look. He like, smashes the guy's face into a tree and leaves a smiling face behind. Oh. Okay, the door now creeped me out a little bit.
It's Nicolas Cage.
It's Jack Nicholson.
Huh.
Here's Voorhees.
She just really delivered. In every way.
Yeah. God damn, she's about as unstoppable as Jason is.
To be fair, that should have killed her.
Yeah, probably. Or at least knocked her out cold.
Because I didn't think there was anything supernatural about Mrs. Voorhees, at least.
Oh no, there never was, and there probably never was about Jason to begin with. Until Part 6.
Yeah, I think the sequels were supposed to be fun.
Yeah.
And this was supposed to be in-your-face, gritty horror.
Yeah, and it would be cool if the sequels did kind of the same thing, but... Not that the sequels aren't good, I mean...
Yeah, because they actually done, like, a Jason film to this level.
Yeah.
Like, just have Jason be completely terrifying in it. Huh. How does she get there? She's got her son's teleporting skills.
The teleporting skills he had in Jason Takes Manhattan.
Oh, that's the worst for even though I like the film, full of teleportation.
Like he literally, like, it shows him standing on the deck of the ship, and then it cuts up to like a guy like climbing the mast, and Jason's just randomly on top of the mast.
They should just call the Jason films "You Are Fucked."
Yeah.
Jason.
Now, where you go, Jason will kill you. Unless it's Freddy versus Jason, where he stays out of the water. Oh yes, we got a Matrix-style slow-mo. Crouching Tiger, severed head. And that is a good effect too, I might add.
Yeah.
Ugh. And I believe that part's trimmed a bit in the uncut version because they replayed the ending of this one at the beginning of part 2, and since that's still a cut version, they leave out that shot.
Seriously, how could Tom Savini look at this and then look at his recent work and be satisfied?
Like his role in Machete Kills.
Yeah.
Where he gets blown up into this huge splatter of CGI.
The worst culprit for CGI blood is Expendables 2.
The first one had that too, so...
Yeah, but Expendables 2, I noticed it more. I don't know why. In fact, it does my head in CGI, blood.
Just imagine how much they'll have in Expendables 3.
Yeah.
Oh, I have to say, I love this shot of just the trees reflected in the water here. It's a genuinely beautiful shot.
Yep.
It's like almost.
And the music as well. This whole like finale sets like a dream atmosphere kind of setting, like so you don't know if it actually happened.
Yeah, it's very peaceful.
Yeah, it's very peaceful, and then it suddenly just turns completely eerie.
Yeah, it gets that. It uses the same kind of ending as Carrie had.
And you're wondering, even when she wakes up in hospital, you're still wondering, did it actually happen?
Yeah, it's it actually said they were inspired by the gotcha part at the end of Carrie, where the hand pops out.
Yeah, and it's kind of the same sort of ending as the first Halloween, where like if you ended the series, it would be such a good ending to the series.
Yeah, it would be. It would leave you with questions.
Yeah. Yeah, like both Halloween and this just had an ending which completely could have stood alone.
Yeah, Halloween especially, but yeah, this one could have as well.
This is happening in a lot of like 70s, late 70s, early 80s films, these kind of like dreamlike scores.
Yeah.
Synthesizers and stuff.
Yep.
Just odd tripping out scores.
Yeah. I have to say, I do think it's kind of a shame that we never got like a zombie child Jason as the villain of the movie, because that could have been interesting.
Tom Savini done very well with that makeup.
Yeah.
And then just that's terrifying. Yeah, so now you're wondering, like, did it actually happen? But I agree, yeah, for some reason in part 2 must be set, because he's like a grown man in part 2.
Yeah. Well, what they say in part 2, I think, is that he never died. And so, and that was 1958, I think they say he died. The drowning incident happened, but they say he never died, he just lived in the woods.
Lived in the woods like Bigfoot.
Yeah. Exactly.
And the timeline's all messed up, isn't it?
Oh, the timeline's all messed up because they say that 2 takes place 5 years after this one, and 2, 3, and 4 all take place at the same time. And then they start skipping time, and if you add up all the years, like even like the lowest possible amount it would have taken, like Jason Takes Manhattan still hasn't taken place.
I like her delivery.
Yeah.
The only series which I think has a decent timeline is it doesn't like Man Elm Street one work. I can't remember. Yeah, it works quite well. It's
like on Elm Street, I think, because they never like specify how much time passes. I don't think. I think the only one where they do that is part 2.
Yeah, Halloween's timeline's just.
Oh, that's all fucked up.
Messed
Even
up.
before they semi-rebooted it with H2O, it was all fucked up.
Oh yeah, then it goes back to this. So like it's insinuating like, was it actually a dream?
Because they say they
and then the nice music comes back again. It's just there's so much in this film, just conflicting emotions.
It's an interesting note to end the movie on because it's almost kind of a contemplative note.
Yeah.
Because to be honest, if they just wanted a shocker ending, they could have just ended it with him popping out of the water. But then they go on and they do the hospital scene and then the music.
Yeah, it doesn't end with like scary music. It ends with just like kind of, I don't know, like just contemplative synthesizer.
Yeah.
That's true. That's true. 70s, 80s.
Yeah. Synthesizer.
Synthesizer. The king of the synthesizer. Halloween 3: Season of the Witch. Just fucking hell.
But then part 3 goes even more late 70s, early 80s, and opens with disco.
The most 80s one I reckon is Jason Takes Manhattan, probably.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, part 4 has its moments, final chapter, but again, it's got young Crispin Glover in it, so of course it feels very 80s.
So yeah, like, I was just as impressed as I was when we watched it the other day, actually. I love that film, actually.
Yeah, it's a great horror film.
Yeah, like, hopefully you guys enjoyed watching it with us, and hopefully you will enjoy more commentaries on this channel.
Yeah.
We're going to be trying to be doing them with, like, quite a few people, like, just, like, you, my friend Joe, my friend James.
Oh, James.
But I hope he doesn't listen to this. You're laughing in his face.
No, I'm laughing because I think those commentaries are hilarious.
Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna try and go through the Friday the 13th, aren't we?
Yeah, well, at least as many as I have right here. I have the first 4.
We'll go through them all.
I don't know if I want to sit through some of those later ones.
Jason X will just be like, oh, I'd love to go sit through that.
Oh,
anyway,
God, no.
Anyway, guys, thanks for watching with us. Let me know what you think of this first commentary. Go and subscribe to Bruce's YouTube channel, which is in the description box. And we will see you next time for another commentary. See you soon.